Wouldn't it be great if you had a playbook to know exactly what to do going forward into the new year? Well, today we're going to give that to you because so many people start off with great ambition, and just like going to a gym, everybody falls off the bandwagon about 4 or 5 days later. So, what if we could get you all set up to know exactly what to do and how to change the game plan that you had last year that didn't work and give you something that does work? So this is what we're going to dive into today. And I think you're going to love this topic. I'm going to give you the consultant's playbook. How do you actually build this $1 million business? We talk about it all the time. Some people roll their eyes when we say build $1 million business, but there is a way to do it. And we have an actual specific game plan to break it down step by step, quarter by quarter, so you know exactly what to do. And you can actually request that from us if you want to. So I'm going to dive in. I'm going to go really quickly because the point is I want you to see all the pieces and the parts, but then what you're going to do at the end is request the playbook, okay? And so this is going to be a lot of fun. I want you guys to really, really pay attention. This is that whole roadmap laid out for you. So this is not a dream. This is not, copying something. This is our exact 7-figure playbook, how we do it for businesses, how we do it for our own business. We just finished last week designing our next 7 figures that we're adding into our business. And now I'm going to reveal it to you. So what does it look like? Let's dive into the agenda because it's kind of a busy one today. And there's a lot that we're covering. We're going to talk about the consulting models that will dominate 2026. What's dying, why it's dying, and the pricing and packaging shifts that you need to make. Now, also, how are you going to use AI to reshape the delivery and to be different from everybody else? This is the important thing. Don't use AI to be a clone. We're going to give you the platform strategy so you have more visibility and more authority. And we're going to talk about the positioning moves. These are the moves that you really want to start early. And then how are you going to build offers that really feel inevitable? Like you show it's a foregone conclusion that somebody's going to go with you, okay? Not optional. And now, what are we talking about here? If we really look into this, 2026 is a different year. It is a year where you are going to be rewarded for precision, right? And precision over logic, just doing the same old things. What you want to do is think about your positioning in 3 different ways. How are you positioned? Where are you positioned? We talked about this a week ago. Go watch last week's live event. And are you in a place where you're going to attract the right people for you to achieve your goals? You might have to do a pivot in terms of how you are actually talking about your offers, your services, and make sure you're talking to the right people. Then how are you packaging it? This is important. We're always talking about your what we call IP, your intellectual property, especially if you have an intangible product like a lot of consultants do, a lot of service-based businesses do. How do you make it tangible, right? How do you make it like rock solid? That's what you need to figure out for your business. And then your presence, right? This is how are you appearing? Looking at all aspects. And are you appearing at a level that you want to? Are you appearing more high ticket, high level, luxury, or are you sort of at the bottom, okay? Wherever you are right now, try to elevate your brand, right? This is why we call it the iconic brands, right? You want to have an elevated brand, something that stands out, something that people will remember. And you want to be unique, be innovative in what you're doing. So when we're talking about this, we both think about this. You do, I do, everybody does. There's too much noise in the marketplace. And we're trying to get you away from volume, being everywhere, louder, 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 and look at velocity. How can you move this thing faster? And velocity is a result of having clarity. If you're not clear exactly on what your offer is, how are you going to get the speed and the lift to take you to that next level? So always think like you're on a rocket ship. Okay, you're going to need to build that momentum to take off. And a lot of people think, oh, it's just a one-hit thing, or I'm going to do this really quick, or how can I shorten this? No, there's a lot that has to go in to lift off on a rocket ship, not just a quickie. Most people are so underprepared, and if they don't have the clarity, you're not going to have the outcome that you want. It's not just about being more and out there and louder. It's about being better. And just think about it. Look at the race to the moon, right? The race to outer space. Look at these 4 or 5 companies that have all entered into it, yet only one is doing it repeatedly over and over, right? Starting with first principles thinking, getting that clarity. That's exactly what you need to do in the new way of 2026. So we talked about what'll work, what's not working. Okay, let's look at this for a minute. And these are things that are fading fast. And maybe you've experienced it. Maybe you've been guilty of doing this, and that is having overstuffed offers. You're just trying to pack everything in to make it look like it's even better than it is, where simplicity is more important. Or a one-size-fits-all offer or program like, oh, everybody gets this. This is, you don't want to be the Oprah, like you get a car, you get a car, you get a car, you get a car, and there's all the same thing, same vehicle. How can you have your audience have a customized feel, something that's more individualized to them? And also titles over transformations. That's what people have been doing. They're just like, oh, I am famous for this. I'm known for this. I'm a guru here. I'm the OG. And they're talking about their titles, but that's not what matters to people. What matters to your audience is the transformation. Can you give them an amazing transformation rather than just say, I worked with so-and-so, or I got a selfie with this person? It's making a difference in their outcome, in their lives, giving them the results that they've always wanted, not just trying to accumulate a bigger audience. And here's the other thing that's not working is recycling content, copying what everybody else is doing. You see it go in waves, in shorts, in thumbnails, in content, and what people are talking about. Somebody starts it, everybody follows. Somebody starts, everybody follows. And there's only a few people that are courageous enough and daring enough to start their own thing and go against the crowd. That's maybe where you want to be thinking about, right? That's what's going to set you apart. And no more of these generic funnels. And when you see it, when you're in it, and you don't trust it. That's the trust recession that we talked about last week. So what you want to understand is that when you're looking at consulting, the market isn't rejecting it. It's rejecting, how do I say it, the confusion around people who are masquerading and they're pretending it's valuable. Right? And this kind of confusion is the problem. Making things that aren't really real or true or valuable is what's hurting your brand. So people just don't want any more confusion. They want certainty. They want clarity. And they want value. But if you're hiding behind other things, pretending it's valuable, people will see right through you. And how do we target this? How do we really get clear on what buyers will say yes to? And think of it like a bullseye. This is what you're trying to do here with your audience, right? And so you want to have precision offers with a clear ROI. If somebody's going to work with you, do they know exactly what they get? Can they measure it? Are there milestones in there? People want that certainty. The other thing that they will say yes to is people are adopting AI, but not all in. They want a combination, the hybrid of human and AI, and to be able to take those insights, right? And the AI will give content. You don't know always where that content is coming from. And so it needs a third party. It needs a higher eye, a higher insight, in order to make sure that it's real and applicable to your buyer. Then people also want emotional resonance. Like they just feel it. I feel like you really get me. Hey, you had me at hello. And strategic clarity. So with whatever your strategy is, very clear. They can see the path and they can see them reaching it without too much effort or too much time. Those are the things that people are going to look for. Sure, you might have a great strategy, but it might take them all over the world and spinning and spinning, spinning, and end up at the last person to finish the race. That's not strategic clarity. And then cinematic thought leadership. Saying you're a thought leader is one thing, but bringing it, like having the full package and really, really narrowing down on the thing that you are an expert in. That's what people want. They want you as a specialist, not a generalist. And can you bring all of the elements that they need to really capture their attention and make them refuse to look left or right, refuse to look at anyone else? That's what buyers are saying yes to. And if you wrap all that up, it's like they want to be certain that you have the goods. Now, this is my favorite topic. This is the power of singularity. You need your positioning to be singularly focused. And how do we do this? For the last 7 years, we've been talking about this. When people do this, oh my gosh, their businesses take off like crazy. I worked with Peter, who was at about 1.2 million in 8 months, getting singularly focused on the one thing that made the difference in the different areas of his business, with his technology, with his people, with his sales team, with his product and delivery and fulfillment. They had horrible fulfillment, and getting singularly focused on the one thing that mattered to get them the one goal. We took it from 1.2 to $20 million. And that's the power of this. So what do we talk about with this power of positioning and using the concept of one? We're saying you're going to have one offer. You're going to work with one group of people, not 20, not all over the place. You got to really clear. Position yourself with that one group, and then you're having one meeting with them, not 20. You're not chasing people. They'll come to you because you have that magnetism, and then they have one result. They buy, they get the result. In our case, what do? We have one offer to one group of people, one meeting, $1 million. That's how it works. So how does the positioning power of singularity work for you? Can you get so clear that you can nail everything down to one? That is going to make a world of difference in your business. Why? Because you do have to position it in a way that doesn't make you a commodity. And this is why we say luxury isn't expensive, it's intentional. Like, people want to have the best, and they love to brag about the fact that they have the best, right? So what you want to do is have offers that feel like luxury investments. If you've ever studied watches, I have, it's not so bad now. I have a little bit of a watch addiction. I love great watches. And it's a big industry. People have made millions and millions of dollars just being in the watch business. Some people spend millions of dollars on watches, but it's an intentional investment, right? They don't look at it like a splurge. So how do you want to look at your offers to make them feel like they're a luxury investment? They have to be perfectly timed. And it has to be timed to their needs as also the market. And with your brand, the visual appeal is important. And the visual appeal needs to evoke more trust in the audience. The other thing that makes it feel like a luxury investment for your buyers, and this is where a lot of people get it wrong, is elegant onboarding. Do you have a very smooth process to onboard your clients and your people into your company, where they just feel like, wow, this is great? It's the difference of boarding a plane and whether you go to the left or to the right when you come on board matters. If you were going to the left on the plane, you're going to be in first class or business class. And if you're going to the right, you're back of the flight, right? So how do you get everybody to feel that difference of going to the front of the plane, going to first class. That's how you want people to feel when they come on board with you. This is a difference maker that a lot of people overlook. They're just so thrilled that they got a client, but they miss the next steps, because this first 3 weeks is where people determine how long they're going to be with you. And then intuitive fulfillment. So everything that they're getting, they just feel like, wow, you just know me. You had everything right. You kind of knew when I was going to hit this hurdle and this block, and knew that this thing would take off. Everything feels like, wow, it was almost preordained how everything grew in the business. Is this making sense to you? How you really have to put a lot more forethought in the coming year into what you're delivering, who you're delivering it to, and how you are perceived in business. Because this is going to be the year where the wheat separates from the chaff. The people that are really good are going to be really good. And if you're not really good, then you're going to be here. It's almost like eliminating the middle class of the industry. So how do you integrate this? How do you integrate AI and humanity? This is a big deal. This is what keeps you elevated from everybody else. See, AI has sort of leveled the playing field a bit. Have you noticed that now people have equal access to things? Now the question is, how do you implement in the way that people are actually going to listen to you? And of course, what we love to do is introduce you to Tim. This is an example of our Iconic Mind app, and it's an AI app. It's your 24/7 mentor in your pocket. It's finally a responsible way to use your cell phone all the time. And so this is personalized mentoring. It's not going out and sharing your information out in the world. It's internal. It's your own internal LLM. Everything is at your fingertips. Guess what? It takes 5 minutes a day. How many times do you work on AI and it's taking, next thing you know, it's like a whole day went by. But then do you even have time to implement it? So talk to Tim. Tim is our AI that we built that takes all of the knowledge that you need to have to build a business, right? Think of it as the soft skills, like the actual implementation of certain methodologies, hard skills, but implementation and thinking about it and getting your head around it, and your leadership aspect, and conquering challenges, right? Anything that's holding you back, that's where we put in Tim. I handle a lot of the hard stuff. Tim is actually my brain downloaded into an app so that you can talk to it, literally talk to it. And you can go to theiconicmind.com and download it. We are doing right now a special 12 days of Christmas. Guess what? Tim is day 2. Today we're on day 3 of the 12 days of Christmas. So if you come to our site, you will see it. And every single day we're giving you a Christmas gift for the 12 days of Christmas. And day 2, we're giving you Tim. So how do you use AI to reshape your consulting? This is the thing that is important, to figure out where do you use it, but where do you take a little bit more caution that you're not overusing it. So in content creation, of course, is important, and you want to make sure that you can use AI for content, but you still have to put your flair in it. Your input, right? Your prompts are going to matter. Client tracking is a great way to build out systems. We have our own proprietary system, like a project manager, to track everything. And we can use AI into that. And then personalization. So you have scalable automation. You don't have to do everything yourself. You don't even have to have such a big team anymore. But the team and the AI that you use has to be personalized. And then emotional EQ apps. That's like Tim, the Iconic Mind. So those are 4 things that you can do right now and get set up for the new year to make sure that you can reshape your business in a way that makes you stand out and stand apart from everybody else. And how's this work? So with Tim, all you have to do is get the app. Go to theiconicmind.com. You're going to get the app. You can put it on your phone, desktop, anywhere you want it, and you're going to pick a path. What is the pathway that you want to do? So if you are in consulting, for example, where do you want to go? How do you want to head this business? What kind of companies are you going to work? What kind of offers are you going to work? What's important to you right now? And you pick what path you want to focus on. And then you're going to talk to Tim every day. Just set up 5 minutes every morning, and that'll get you on target, start your day the right way, and get you the results. So this is actually meta. This is how you can watch what we're doing and do the same thing. If you're one of our consultants, you can use Tim, and you can provide Tim for your clients as well. And if you have no ability to work with us or anything, get Tim. Right now, you can get Tim for free. Okay. Now let's break it down. Let's finish this up. And I told you I'd go fast because I want you to watch this again. It takes a little bit to watch and see, take notes. Every topic we're talking about, I'm giving you 4 different options and solutions, right? This is the SOAR formula in action where everything is in 4s. That's how the brain works. And so what do we need to do before January? So this is, again, one of our mind maps that you can see here and descriptors of how is this going to work for you. So if we look at this closely, what do you need to do? Get rid of your outdated offers and refine the positioning statement. This is your power pitch. We have an awesome presentation on the elevator pitch is dead. Go look that up on our YouTube channel. And it's about 20 minutes. It'll change the game for you. So get your new positioning statement set up, and all of this, remember, you can integrate. So think of your business like you are the chess master, and you're going to figure out, how do I put all this into place? Because revenue is vanity, but profits are sanity. And it's not just about the money, it's making sure that you can put more money in the bank. So you're going to build out your 2026 content engine. And then wherever you are, you might want to explore our new hybrid model of consulting. Because if you're thinking you don't want to be with a top 3 or big 4 company, you don't want to go solo because that's way too hard, and you don't really have the money to put out $60,000 to $120,000 in consulting or franchise fees, the new hybrid model that we have at Iconic Business Advisors is like the best thing that you could do to get the best of all worlds, okay? And so it's balance. This is what everybody's seeking, but nobody can figure out how to have it. We figured it out. How do you get everything perfectly balanced in your business and in your life without being overwhelmed and frustrated and stressed, and still take your business from that 6 figures to 7 figures in 1 year or less? This is exactly how you do it. And this is our 12-month plan. So do you have one that's as detailed as that you know step by step, quarter by quarter, exactly where you're going to go? And if you want a copy of this and to see how to implement this into your world, just go ahead and let us know, because the future, your future, right? This isn't something you wait for. This isn't something you have other people tell you what your future holds, because we're seeing everywhere there's a shift in business. And AI is a blessing, but it also could knock people out of a position, or it could streamline companies and workforce and labor restrictions and reassignments, but you just might be plain out of work, and you don't want that to happen. So don't let that be something that you're a victim of. Be the victor, right? Take that layoff, turn it into a launch pad using our 12-month $1 million roadmap, and be the one who's going to architect something new. Architect your future, right? Don't just stand there and go and watch it pass you by. So if you do want to apply for one of our roles in our company, go to jobs.theiconicbrands.com. and you can see what positions we are hiring for. But right now we are definitely hiring for some consultants for business, and also some salespeople. So do you have your 2026 strategy? Again, go to callconnie.com if you want this. We'll figure out which strategy you need, how to put it into place, and you'll have everything there that you need. So today, you're going to get access to Tim. go ahead and apply for one of our business consulting roles and talk and see if there's a position that works for you. And then download the Consultant Playbook Kit. So what is that? I haven't even shown it to you. I want to show this to you next. Go ahead and grab this. Okay. So always something for free. And so for this, what do we have? Like, we're on the 9 more days to Christmas or something like that. Then go ahead and grab this book here. Okay. These are 5 easy steps that you can create an iconic exit. Get away from this past year, step into something really cool. If you want to turn also your corporate experience into a premium consulting brand, or maybe your consulting isn't quite premium yet and you need it to be, you might be surprised how you can implement some of these actions into your practice, or take your expertise and turn it into consulting rather than being hung by another job that's only going to last maybe another 2 years, and then another one in 2 years, and another one in 2 years. And that's pretty much the average. It's about every 2 to 3 years people are having to switch jobs. And if you'd love to get away from that incapacity of not having any control of your future, then we want you to go ahead and grab this, right? It will help you figure out, where do I want to be? How do I want to position myself? And how can I be certain that I can hit the ground running come January 1? That's really what we want you to do today. Again, this is the Consultant Playbook. If you want access to this, go ahead and request it and really figure out, how do you sell? How do you scale your business in 2026? Now, we always have great things coming up for you. We are here every Tuesday from 5 p.m. on Tuesday, Pacific time. And I want you to take action. Don't just watch. Well, okay, watch and subscribe down below, but I want you to take action. And that is going to be the difference maker. We will see you next week. Have a great day.